weekend rains. President of the Jamaica Agricultural Society, JAS, Lenworth Fulton, told NRP Radio that the vegetable belt had been badly affected. He defined this belt as an area stretching along the plains between Clarendon and St. Catherine and also further east in St. Thomas. Mr. Fulton said crops such as cabbage, lettuce, cucumber, and carrots were greatly affected. He also listed sorrel as being affected or much of it lost on farms. Mr. Fulton said he hadn't gotten a scientific projection of what prices would be, but he believed they would go up 20 to 25% in coming weeks.
Significant damage to farm roads, access to farms, and other structural damage to farmlands. And as a result, there have been damage to some crops, like some of the vegetable crops, cabbage, lettuce, cucumber, things like melon and so on. Sorrel get some damage. What that say is that we are going to lose some of those things for the Christmas. And the prices most likely will go up. I am making a guess that prices will go up between 20 and 25% on average.
President of the JAS, Lenworth Fulton. Vegetable prices in the food markets are now at their highest level since the start of the year. Carrots are being sold at $400 and $500 a pound, cabbage at $250 a pound, and tomatoes at $250 to $400 a pound, and lettuce at between $300 and $500 a pound. People living on gully banks and river courses or other areas that leave them vulnerable to weather events are being urged by the Prime Minister to stop it. Mr. Honey said people must consider seriously where they were going to settle. He said climate change and environmental issues made it necessary for serious thought and wise decisions in deciding where to settle. The Prime Minister was speaking following a tour of St. Thomas and rural St. Andrew affected by the weekend rains. He said he had noted that there were areas where people continued to live that put them and their property in danger to these events. For years, planning authorities and observers have pointed out that informal settlements and illegal construction of houses were taking place in gully courses, riverbanks, and on hillsides vulnerable to land movements. Mr. Honey said that the law would have to be applied or stronger ones made to deal with some of these illegal settlement activities. But he said people should make wise choices.
People have chosen to live on hillsides that are precarious. People have chosen to live very close to river banks, and some even build in river courses. We understand the issues of settlement, we understand the issues of housing and where you can find marginal land to live on and so forth. But you should, in seeking to settle, in seeking to live, to find a place to live, take into consideration the environmental issues and the climate change issues.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness. Men are being encouraged to make a greater effort to coach and mentor boys. The call comes from the Minister of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport, Olivia Babsy-Grange. Ms. Grange said in coaching and mentoring boys, men could lead by example and make a better society. The call came against the background of International Men's Day, IMD, to be observed Wednesday in Jamaica. International Men's Day was marked internationally on Sunday under the theme Zero Male Suicide. In a speech read for her at the service to mark the day, Ms. Grange noted that through outreach activities, several groups and individuals have been working to empower and inspire men and boys to become positive male role models. She added that the International Men's Day presented an excellent platform for men to coach and mentor boys. The Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management, ODPEM, will be conducting more regular earthquake drills as part of its national strategic response. ODPEM says the simulation exercises will assist persons to be better prepared and help to ease anxiety about earthquakes among the public. Acting Deputy Director General at ODPEM, Michelle Edwards, said doing the drills often will alleviate some of the fear and panic that occurs when there's an earthquake. ODPEM assists schools, businesses, and organizations in conducting earthquake drills. The agency led a large-scale simulation exercise in 2020, which engaged the entire New Kingston business district. The ODPEM official was speaking to JS News just 2 weeks after a 5.6 magnitude earthquake shook Jamaica. She's appealing to entities and households to conduct earthquake drills as part of their emergency response plan. She said it was important for all persons, businesses, households, and individuals to know exactly what to do when an earthquake occurs. She said the information is available from ODPEM, its library, or its website. You are listening to news on NRP Radio, your primary Christian source for news, sports, and the weather on nrpmediaja.com. Reaching you where you are, no boundaries, no limitations. This information package is brought to you by Siritsu Communications, connecting homes, connecting lives, connecting multiple platforms through convergence. Check them today by calling 876-333-1927 or 876-333-1926. Siritsu Communications, we're here to serve you better. And now let's give you some sporting information brought to you by Hepburn's Glass, located at 13 Chisholm Avenue in Kingston.
Hepburn's Glass Supplies is the latest trend-setting supplier of glass and mirrors in the industry. We specialize in tinted and clear glasses, as well as mirrors for all your windows, doors, and closets at very competitive prices. To maximize your shopping experience, we stock 316 and 1/8 mirror thickness and 316 and quarter thickness in our entire stock of float glasses. We have in stock gloves, cutters, and suction cups at unbeatable prices. Our customer service is second to none, with same-day cutting for your specific measurements. Visit our office at 13 Chisholm Avenue, Kingston 13. Call us at 908-0962 or email hepburn.glass@gmail.com. Hepburn's Glass, quality service is our priority.
And now for our sports stories. In World Cup football, 6 of the shirts worn by Lionel Messi during the Argentina's World Cup winning campaign are to be sold at an auction. They are expected to fetch a record price. Captain Messi, 36 years old, lifted the trophy after his side beat France on penalties in last December's final in Qatar. His shirt from the final is included in the set, which is expected to fetch more than £8 million sterling, or the equivalent of 1.5 billion Jamaican dollars. The auction is to be hosted by the Sotheby's in New York. The record for a game-worn football shirt is Diego Maradona's Hand of God jersey, which sold for £7.1 million in 2022. Premier League action now. Jamaica Premier League defending champions Mount Pleasant Academy continued to win, chalking up a 2-0 victory over Harbourview on Sunday. Mount Pleasant are leading the tables with 12 points. That's a perfect score from 4 matches. Portmore also won on the day, scoring a 2-0 win over Mullines United. Portmore are on 9 points in second place. On the day, newcomers Treasure Beach played to a 0-0 draw with Dunby Holden. Newcomers Lime Hall also played to a draw, 1-1 with former champions Cavaliers. Despite the draw, Lime Hall remain at the foot of the table with 2 points. That's sports in our NRP Evening News Roundup. Brought to you by Hepburn's Glass, located at 13 Chisholm Avenue in Kingston. We promise to bring you a good news story as often as we can. If you know of or are aware of any event or person whose good story we should highlight, please send this information to our email address at nationalreligiousmediaja@gmail.com or call 876-336-9928. That's the local news and sport. Stand by now for the latest international news, courtesy of the Voice of America.
This is VOA News. I'm Joe Ramsey. Sirens wailed across Tel Aviv and Israel, sending people for cover on Monday night as the country's defense system intercepted rockets. Meanwhile, in the Gaza Strip, there were multiple blasts over the enclave and large plumes of smoke around sundown as Israel continues to pound the area 6 weeks into the war on Hamas. Israeli forces have seized wide areas of the north, northwest, and east of Gaza City, the Israeli military says. Hamas is a U.S.-designated terrorist group. A group of prematurely born babies from Gaza's Al-Shifa hospital were evacuated to Egypt for urgent treatment on Monday. Reuters correspondent Lucy Fielder has more.
A first group of 28 premature babies was evacuated on Monday and taken for urgent treatment. The babies have captured global attention since images emerged of them lying side by side on beds after their incubators were switched off for want of power. When doctors at Al-Shifa first raised the alarm, there were 39 babies. 8 have since died. Israeli troops are searching for what they say is a vast Hamas tunnel network built beneath the hospital.
Reuters correspondent Lucy Fielder. China's top diplomat welcomed 4 Arab foreign ministers and the Indonesian one to Beijing, saying his country would work with our brothers and sisters in the Arab and Islamic world to try to end the war in Gaza as soon as possible. The ministers from Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Jordan, the Palestinian Authority, and Indonesia chose to start a tour of world capitals in Beijing, a testament to both China's growing geopolitical influence and its long-standing support for the Palestinians. This is VOA News.
That was the latest international news from the VOA. Now for the weather report and forecast. The National Meteorological Service of Jamaica is reporting that there's a significant feature of a weak trough across Jamaica. The trough is expected to remain across Jamaica over the next few days. In the 24-hour forecast, tonight becoming fair. Tomorrow morning, expect mainly sunny conditions. Tomorrow afternoon, partly cloudy. In the 3-day forecast after tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, expect mainly fair mornings and partly cloudy afternoons. Other current regional weather features: a cold front north of Hispaniola. A small area of low pressure across the south central Caribbean has a low chance of tropical cyclone developing over the next 7 days. Minimum temperature expected for Kingston tonight, 25 degrees Celsius. Minimum temperature expected for Montego Bay tonight, 24 degrees Celsius. That's our weather report and forecast on NRP Radio. that, we've come to the end of our news presentation this evening. But before we go, here are the headlines once again. People warned not to build in vulnerable areas. Vegetable prices to rise in next few weeks because of weekend rains. Oddpem to stage more earthquake drills. Mount Pleasant win again to keep their lead in Jamaica Premier League. And how much would you pay for a Lionel Messi shirt? Well, the World Cup ones are going. That's in sports. The full package of news today came to you courtesy of Siritsu Communications, connecting homes, connecting lives, connecting multiple platforms through convergence. Check them today by calling 876-333-1927 or 876-333-1926. Siritsu Communications. We are here to serve you better.
J-Win Pharmacy Limited, Samford Plaza in Spalding, Clarendon, the leading pharmacy in the area that specializes in pharmaceuticals, general over-the-counter items and cosmetics. They stock various self-care items and household items. Contact them at 876-956-0930 or 876-371-6781. Here to provide just what you need.
Here is your invitation to join us again tomorrow morning at 6:30 for the NRP Break of Day newscast with Kimberly Ashley. Remember to send us your feedback to this newscast via WhatsApp at 876-336-9928. Subscribe to our YouTube at NRP Media JA and click on the notification bell. You are also invited to send us your Facebook request to join our Facebook live broadcasts at NRP Media JA and LEAON Nash. Our radio platform at nrpmediaja.com is always operating 24/7, 365 days per year for your listening pleasure. Join this growing medium and feel fulfilled and informed. I am Lou Ann Bramwell Shakes for NRP News. Have a good evening.